This honestly still baffles me that this still works, but the beta post offer, essentially it's, hey, I'm looking for 5 people to get X result in the next X amount of time. And then you'll go through features, benefits, who it's for. The key with this is literally just to post it everywhere. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, get as many eyeballs on this thing as possible. You want to create urgency. You can also repackage stuff you've already been doing. Welcome to episode 104 on the Success School podcast. We are back from a nap this afternoon. So we're energized, ready to go. Steph, how you feeling?
This is probably the most relaxed I've ever come into a podcast. I haven't been working for the last few hours. Had a nap.
Haven't been blowing me up in the car
It's
on
Friday,
the way here.
and
it's been nice.
TGIF, it was nap time. So
No, it's Monday. It's Monday morning when they're listening to it.
Oh, of course.
Right now.
Apologies. It is Monday.
It's not Friday. We're
napping
recorded it this morning.
We are napping on Mondays. Yeah. I feel good though. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great. Today we are talking about the 7 client getting strategies that still work in 2025. So they still work. That is the most clickbait title we have done in a long time. How do you feel about that title from a marketing perspective?
Great job to you, Alicia, and the team.
The marketing team.
It was actually you. Yeah, the marketing team.
The entire marketing team.
Right there, sitting there.
Let's go.
There. But yeah, look, things have changed and things always change when it comes to marketing. But there are 7 things that have stayed the same.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was having this chat on Success School Call. If you didn't know, that's our program. And I was telling one of our clients, Paula, I was like, the most annoying thing about marketing is everything stops working eventually, which is also great, but also terrible because you've always got to be kind of on your toes.
Yeah.
So you guys listening right now, you're getting the shit that works.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get into a personal update. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to blatantly put this. I lost my shit this week. So Sunday afternoon, I was having probably a little bit of a manty bee. And Steph was like, what's up? And
we went on one of our mental health walks.
Yeah, mental health walk. Got my mental health mower out, did the lawn, and then was like, I just need a fucking day off. So I took 2 days off. Steph stepped into boss bitch mode and handled the company, which was great, and gave me some time to reconnect, which was epic. I probably worked every day for like 6 months now, working quite a lot. So it was cool just to kind of reconnect with the mission, what we want, mission values, all that good stuff. And kind of came back to, I've just been doing a lot of stuff that hasn't lit me up. And, I can sit on my high horse and be like, only do shit that you really want to do. But I guess in the position we're at right now, I definitely can probably outsource a lot more stuff than I could have previously, and I just need to do that. And I think my best skills in business are creating new content, coaching our clients, and doing the big picture shit, not getting stuck in the weeds. So how was me losing my shit from your perspective?
Yeah, Tim just obviously needed a day off, started getting very frustrated, very angry, very snappy about things, which is really unlike him. You're really emotionally resilient and very calm usually. So I was like, I think you might need to have a few days off, boo. And I think, guys, when you work all the time, you don't get to see the big picture. And I think that you just needed some days away to look from the outside in and go, where are we growing this? What's not working? Why is it not working? What do we need to change? And immediately the shift happened. Like within 2 days, we kind of felt the shift happen. So we could probably unpack this in an entire episode, but it was really good for you and you're feeling a lot better for having space. Tell them about how you reconnected with the mission. What did that look like? Yeah,
so I guess we kind of went through and we worked out, what do we want to do? Who do we want to help? Why do we want to help people? What's the whole purpose of running this podcast or Success School or the program? I came to like 5 questions. I journaled on them. I went back and forth with AI. And then eventually, I'm not going to reveal it on this podcast right now, but we have a new mission statement, which will come in future episodes.
And it feels so good.
It does.
It feels so good.
Tell us about your update. What's going on for you?
Well, I have become a farm girl. I think that that's what this is. Because I've been gym girly and now I think I might be ranch girly, but I think I might be ranch girling way too hard.
Okay.
Because, as listeners will know, a couple of weeks ago, we had the tick saga and now we have the toe saga.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks ago, we were out at the block and we were getting the caravan set up and I was carrying a very dangerous piece of equipment, a ladder. And I was helping you to get some stuff set up for the caravan. And instead of just placing the ladder on the floor, I don't know, I thought I was being efficient with time or something. So I just dropped it. And I dropped it right on my big toe. And I proceeded to scream, hop around, cry.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Lots of carry on.
Lots of carrying on. And Tim told me that I was being week and and get over it, basically.
Yeah. Be better.
He was like, come on, Steph, it can't be that bad. Anyway, so obviously as the day went on, the toe started to get very sore. And over the next 2 days, we're out at the block. So there's very little luxuries at the block at the moment. And I was limping really extremely. It was incredibly painful. My toe completely like blew up, really swollen. So it was about 8 weeks ago now. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I started to notice that, yes, the toenail obviously was black, but I noticed that it was starting to lift. Oh, and I've seen this before because
It happened to me.
it happened to you. And so I said to Tim, I was like, damn, boo, I think I might lose my toenail here. This week I lost my toenail.
Rest in peace.
And rest RIP to the toenail. Now, guys, I'm talking about my big toenail on my left foot. So I'm talking like a very noticeable piece of foot.
And how weird that both of us have a coincidental toe
Right.
missing the exact same toe.
So tell them about your toe saga.
So I know we're well off business podcast territory here right now, guys.
We will
but,
circle back.
I was pulling a 20-kilo plate off a squat and it slipped out of my hands and dropped a 20-kilo plate, like gym plate, on my toe from head height.
But
Head height.
crazy. So he lost the toenail and
That's
now
not that
he
high
has
for me,
a
but-
extra special toenail there. And it's on the same foot. Like it's the same foot. It's the same toe. So that's how I know that we're soulmates, basically.
Yeah, that means you've got mummy issues. It's on the left side of your body. That's like according to the
We both do have mummy
chakras.
issues, so that makes sense.
All right, guys. So we have like a little mini announcement. We have re-released Startup School. Steph, can you tell them about it and like who it's for?
We know a lot of you are sitting in our DMs that we're having conversations with all the time. They're in the startup phase. Like, you know that working 9 to 5 is not for you. You know that you want to break out and you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to work for yourself, but you probably can't invest in really expensive programs right now. And you don't even know if this business is the one, and you need to kind of flesh it out and get some more understanding of it, and probably just get some clients through the door to see if it's actually going to work and be something that you can run long term. And that's exactly why we built Startup School, because we know, and we were having conversations with hundreds and hundreds, actually, probably thousands of people in DMs recently, that begged us for another solution because they couldn't join Success School yet, because we do have minimum revenue milestones that you have to meet before you can jump into our containers. And that's why we built Startup School. So Startup School is a 16-step program, which sounds like a...
Sounds like shitloads, you know?
Yeah, it does sound like a lot. But they're really simple because the modules are really short. So it's a 16-step program to help coaches and consultants hit their first $5,000 month, okay? And it's everything that we wish we had known. And we know that this program is freaking phenomenal because we have people in Success School that came from Startup School. So they started at 0, built their way up to 5 or even slightly more, 6 to 7 to 10K months, and then joined Success School and are now absolutely crushing, landing 13K clients on repeat, hitting 10, 15, 20, 20K months. So Startup School definitely works, and we've just brought it back. So if you are listening to this podcast and you're like, I've always wanted to start a business, I have some ideas, I want to flesh this out, I want to do it, Startup School is 100% for you, and it is now available again.
Yeah, so go to our website, makemoreprofit.com, click on the Startup School tab. It's got all the information in there. And we have a bit of a bonus at the moment in there. You can read all about it, what the inclusions are, how much it is, all that type of stuff on the website. We would love to see you in there and support you on your journey to consistent 5K months. So today, guys, we're going to switch gears. We're going to get into our 7 client getting strategies that still work in 2025. We're going to run through them, give you some context, give you guys some takeaway. But as always, guys, with any podcast episode, I don't want you guys just to listen to this podcast. I want you to action it, okay? We get tons of people that message us and they say, hey, implemented this, got this result, and they're not even paying clients of ours. You can get all the value you could ever need from a business podcast if you just listen to what we say and implement the stuff. So we're going to give it to you straight away. I'm going to go through number 1, and that is to simply make more offers. And when I say that, that might sound super simple, but a lot of people come into Success School, into our main program, and one of the modules that we have is hot offers. And in that hot offer, essentially, you're going to build your offer, you're going to come up with the features, benefits, solutions, who it's for, all that type of stuff. Then you're going to launch your offer. People always get sales just from making more offers. So that's on email, that's on DM, that's on Instagram, that's on ads. That's literally wherever it is. Just make more offers. And the thing here, I want you to speak to this, Steph, is like people might be hearing this under 7 figures. And I say make more offers. I don't mean create more offers and have like 10 things to sell. I mean, come up with a different spin on the current offer that you have now. Can you give me a little bit more info on that and what I mean by that?
So like offers can be so many things. So I think the word that we should really define right now is offers. So it can be offering somebody a call. It can be offering somebody a free lead magnet. It can be offering somebody a $29 masterclass. It can be offering a discount on your program if it's not selling, because most people create an offer. They're really excited about it. They go to market. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it works for a little while and then it stops working. And if that's the case, then sometimes we get a little disillusioned and then we stop trying to sell it because we think it doesn't work or no one wants it. But sometimes all it needs is a little rejig. So maybe the pricing just wasn't quite right. Maybe the offer stack didn't make sense. Maybe it just didn't meet the market that you're actually trying to attract with the money they actually have to spend. I'll use it probably an example. I was on a call with one of our clients, Jade, this week. She's a relationship counselor and she has been working with male and female couples for a little while. And because men can be quite naturally avoidant when it comes to relationship counseling, she's got a lot of women who are like, I really want to do this, but my husband's just not on board. She was like, I need some money in the door. I would like some clients now. This would be amazing. And so I said to her, why don't you just create an offer for the females and say, hey, I'll help you to manage your own expectations and emotions and, overcome the stuff that's going on with your husband on your side. And once he sees the work that you're doing, he's going to be way more inspired to want to do the work himself. I said, just make them an offer to work with them directly rather than relying on needing to wait for him. And so it's not that her offer's not good. It's just that there's barriers in the way for people to say yes. So how about we just put a spin on the offer? We make it for women only and she just helps them directly. And she went out to her list and she landed some clients and it was really easy. So I think it's not necessarily about having to create lots of new offers. It's just putting a new spin or a new tweak on the offer that you've already got. Number 2 on the 7 client getting strategies that still work in 2025 is that you should be sending email marketing on a calendar. So what on a calendar means is that on the regular basis without missing. So 2 to 3 value emails a week. These are not sales emails. One of the biggest mistakes I see with email marketing is that people are like, oh, I'm sending my list emails every single week. Okay, so they send out their really crappy written podcast announcement to their email list with like really shitty like CTAs. Or they send out just these sales emails that are just so salesy. They're like, you should join my program and here's why, but they're sending this out as like regular info. No, you need to speak to your audience. You need to nurture them, not just try and sell to them all the time. So telling stories, using proof, using testimonials, sharing case studies, sharing personal updates and stories, just like you would on social media. You wouldn't just sell in every single post. So don't do that on your emails.
And the third client getting strategy that's still working in 2025 is strategic DM outreach. So this isn't just spamming every single person. It is nurturing the people that are already warm in your audience and seeing if we can push them closer to jumping on a call or a buying decision or whatever that is for you. Obviously, that's out of support and not just sales. So you need to be helping people on their journey. In terms of who to DM, it's anyone that's already warm in your audience. So you want to nurture conversations that you're already having. Strategically as well, you want to be opening messages with anyone that's following you, engaging you, those type of things. I can imagine that starting 50 new conversations a day is pretty taxing on your own. So you definitely want to have like a VA helping you out with that one.
Number 4 is lead magnet ads. So these work every single time, guys, once you nail the strategy. $5 to $10 a day towards a freebie that solves a real problem for a real ideal client. It has to be hyper specific, so it has to solve one very specific problem for your ideal clients. This will help you to build your list with people who already need what you sell. So they're basically putting their hand up, waving a big red flag saying, I have that problem, which means that your solution that you offer is going to make sense to them. The caveat here is that you don't just collect emails, you must follow up personally. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm getting leads, but they're just not buying. Yeah, well, of course not. They don't know anything about you. So make sure that you've got personal touch points to follow up. They could be just 9-word emails are really easy and little touch points, but something personal, a text message, a DM outreach, a phone call to touch base with that lead as well.
The 5th client getting strategy still working in 2025. And this one honestly still baffles me that this still works, but the beta post offer. So if you follow either Steph or myself on social media, you've probably seen us post these 100 times, but essentially it's, hey, I'm looking for 5 people to get X result in the next X amount of time. And then you'll go through features, benefits, who it's for, and then you'll go through all that in a post. The key with this type of post is literally just to post it everywhere. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, email, literally get as many eyeballs on this thing as possible. You want to create urgency. It's a beta offer. It's something new. It's something exciting. You can also repackage stuff you've already been doing. So the way I used to run this at my gym, I would say, hey, I'm running a 28-day program for women that want to lose 5 kilos. And then the next month was like, hey, I'm running a 28-day program for men that want to lose 5 kilos. And then the month after that, hey, I'm running a 28-day Olympic weightlifting program. And it was always just the same kind of stuff, but it was just repackaged and repurposed and there was a different name on it. But you'd be surprised. It kind of goes hand in hand with the make more offers thing. Beta posts and offers and case study offers, all this type of stuff works. Where it doesn't work is when people don't take the action on it and they're not actually creating these type of offers regularly or consistently. This needs to be in your marketing calendar or cadence.
Number 6 is long form selling. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. Obviously, there's long form content. So thinking things like YouTube, podcasts, things like that, where people can consume more of you. So they're going to be more likely to purchase from you after they've had a lot of time with you. And so things like podcasts, YouTube channels, give people an opportunity to get to know you. And then obviously, you can pitch people throughout these platforms as well. The other way this can really work if you don't have time or energy to be able to create long form content, because obviously YouTube and podcasts are quite a big commitment in terms of time and energy, is you can do this in carousel posts as well. Now, carousel post selling does really well if you do something that's quite a long post that talks through a client experience, a case study. So-and-so was at this point when she first started. These are the things we worked on. Here's where she's at now. Here's the results. If you want these sorts of results, comment the word blah below and I'll come and send you some information about how we can do this for you as well. Posts like that perform really well because they're basically long form selling. You don't have to directly sell because people are already sold by seeing the transformation. So transformation style selling works really well on social media as well.
Steph, do you just want to talk to us about YouTube versus podcast, what you'd recommend for someone, and then probably like the professional aspect of it? Because a lot of people would be watching this being like, I don't want to do a podcast because that looks like a lot of effort and money. It's probably not the spot that they need to start in. Maybe like Matt Ryder and his content was just like super simple on YouTube.
Yeah, totally. So I've been in a bit of a sales info hole lately. And one of the people I've been watching on social media and on YouTube has been Matt Ryder, and his stuff is pretty average, to be honest. Very good, Matt Ryder, very clever person, very smart, incredible at what he does. But it's not perfectly produced. So you might be looking at us in our studio with 5 cameras on us and all these lights and all this tech and all this really nice stuff and thinking, oh my gosh, that seems like so much work. And yeah, it can be. Yes, it absolutely is. But we take it really seriously. When you first get started and when Tim and I first got started, we just got started with literally just microphones on our couch. So I think that it gets to be really easy and it gets to be really simple. When you're first getting started, it's just good to create content. I think YouTube is a really great place to start, if I'm honest. I think it's a little bit easier than podcasting in the way of you get the double benefit. So you could create some slides and present on a screen and just have you talking through it like a Loom video, which is a really easy way to start creating content. Whereas with a podcast, you can just sit here and read a script if you wanted to, but it's kind of weird. And then you're missing out on the video elements. And so it's kind of hard, right? So I would probably get started with YouTube unless you've always wanted to have a podcast and it's something that's really been on your heart and your mind. Probably get started with YouTube. I think it's a really easy, great place to start. And if you're loving long form and you're getting benefit from it, then yeah, absolutely you should start a podcast too.
And the 7th and final client getting strategy that still works is a strategic referral program. So a couple of spots you want to ask for referrals when you have a new client that comes on with you immediately after they have signed up and they've signed the contract. Hey, do you know anyone else that would be interested in X? And then every time they get a win or they start crushing in your program, you can also reach out to them or offer or service or whatever your thing is that you're selling. But you just want to be in constant contact with your clients, make sure they're having a good time, and then ask if they know anyone else that needs the service. We found what works best is a double-sided referral offer. So the person referring gets paid and the person who gets referred also gets paid. So we do 1,000 in Success School, so 1,000 each way, which is a super generous referral program. Obviously, people go to bat for $1,000 as a referral fee, which is incredible, but you just want to set something like that in your business up and then have a system where you're following up with people. As soon as they get results, you want to be asking them if they know anyone. So let's get into the listener question. So this one's from Jess, and it's, I've been posting every day on Instagram, but I'm not getting clients from it. What am I doing wrong, Steph?
Well, you're expecting to get clients from it, I think is probably what you're doing wrong, in my opinion. I think that social media is an interesting place at the moment when it comes to organic. I don't think people are going on Instagram to buy stuff, okay? I think that it can happen. Effectively, what your content on social media should be doing, and especially when we're talking about posts, is it should be an opportunity for them to start a conversation with you. So you should not be necessarily selling in your content, okay? So all of your content should be driving to comment a word below, send me a DM. And that's when somebody can actually opt in and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about this, okay? And you can do that with many chat sequences and lots of other stuff. But the reason that you're probably not getting clients is because where a lot of good selling happens is on your Instagram stories or in DMs. And if you're not spending a lot of time directly selling on your Instagram stories, like, hey, I have this offer, it's really great, you should buy it, here's some proof. Or you're not selling in DMs, like starting enough conversations with people saying, hey, I saw that you downloaded my thing, I just wanted to check in, like, is there anything else I can help you with? Obviously, we're experts at marketing, you have a marketing problem, let me know where it's at. Let me see if I can help. So there's lots of ways that you can do it, but you can't be expecting your Instagram content or your social media posts to generate you all the clientele that you need without doing anything from there.
This is a bit of a peek behind the curtain, but we've had a lot of clients in our program say that organic isn't working as well for them anymore to make sales. So I agree.
And friends in high places.
Yeah. And these are great marketers, not just, people that are not good at marketing.
Yeah.
So I'll just go through the 60-second recap, guys. And this is just me going to be saying, do this more, but make more offers, email more and consistently, send more DMs, run simple lead magnet ads, post beta offers, tell better stories in long form, and then ask for referrals.
Guys, don't listen to this episode and do nothing. All of these things work. This is exactly how we get our end results. This is exactly how we get our clients' results. So if you're hearing my voice, then please choose which one of these activities you're going to try this week and try it.
Thanks for listening to this episode, guys. If you've got any value at all, please send us a DM, subscribe to the show if you're new around here. It's been amazing chatting with you today.
You're so good at that. We will see you next week.